Before we start, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about self-control. So in our bubble of things that we can control, we've got the things I say, the actions, our ideas, my play, my effort, my mistakes, my behavior. Things outside my control are other people's actions, other people's words, other people's play, other people's behavior, other people's ideas, and other people's feelings, other people's mistakes. So I just want you to be thinking about that, and then we'll talk about it at the end of the game. Does that make sense? So before we start, I want to go over one more thing, which is called the Adventurer's Oath. So this is an agreement that we're all going to share when we're playing. This first part that I highlighted.
This guild is a sacred space. We, the brave and noble, gather here to change adventure, to test our mettle, to fight with valor, and to treat all we meet honorably.
Let's go for a recap. Does anybody remember what happened last week? Does anybody want to share?
We got thrown into a jail, and we found this creepy woman there, but she supposedly knows a way out.
Do you know why you got sent to jail?
I do.
Why did you get sent to jail?
We were trying to save the prince. I can't say it.
There are two princes who are identical twins, and their names are Prince Thomas, and Prince Richard.
Yeah, and they were actually like scarecrows.
Yes, they were actually scarecrows, and you guys were blamed for turning the princes into scarecrows, even though you didn't do it. So that's actually like a really good recap. The story begins, this episode begins in a dark, smelly dungeon. The walls are dripping with water, and there's algae growing on the sides of the walls, and it smells like mold and sadness. Inside the dungeon, our heroes are trapped. Everybody's been waiting in the dungeon. It's been maybe a day of waiting in the dungeon, and all you've had to eat is one little husk of dried bread and one little cup of water. Is there anything you'd like to do in this prison or investigate in this prison now while you're waiting? Is there anything your character has done? Maybe like
how's our weasel friend doing?
Yeah, so
Is he tired yet?
Yeah, he got tired, but he's sort of cowering in the corner. He's not befriended him yet. And every time you come near him, he says,
I think my character says, I can't believe we're stuck in here. We need to turn the prisoners in. They said we turn the prisoners into a scarecrow. That's a bunch of bubble gunk I ever heard.
Great role playing. I want to give you a friendship token for that. So this is going to be my token for the day. So right now you have this token, and you can use this. I don't have you, so I want you to write down in your little book that you have one token. Everybody else has one token, so now you have two tokens. You can use these tokens to help another person. So if another person needs to make an important role, for example, our friend Patrick is going to try and befriend this weasel. You can use one of your tokens to increase the number that he rolls +1. So.
Alright.
Oh, Nathan, you're gonna help.
That's so nice of you, Nathan.
Maybe it's because you're a fox.
I've never befriended a weasel.
Well, how do you think what do you think is a good way to make a friend with an animal?
Oh, feed it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. How are you gonna? So you're gonna give the weasel a little piece of your crust of bread? Is that what you're going to do?
A little something to eat. I think so too.
Yeah. So why don't we roll the d6 to see how it goes?
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Nathan. I rolled a 4.
So you approach the weasel very gently, because if you're going over to a weasel, right, like a little tiny regular-sized weasel, you're not going to stand really big and scare. You go down low.
You gotta kneel down and say, here you go.
So the weasel grabs it and he goes, listen, And then he cleans himself with his little paws, and then he comes up to you guys, and he just seems a little nervous, and he doesn't quite touch you guys, but he does sort of sit down and curl up into a little ball and fall asleep while you guys wait. So a whole day goes by in the jail, and then the door opens wide.